Good morning. Thanks for tuning in into Outdoors. Today, come along with me. I'll show you what I got going on today. We're getting closer and closer to fall hunting season. We're about a week away from dove season. So hopefully we can get out there and shoot some doves this year and take you along for that little fun ride. But today I'm out here in a food plot. Gonna get it prepared for hopefully some upcoming rain that we're gonna have this upcoming week to get this fall food plot going. So stay tuned. Out here right at the moment, gonna put a little lime down. Got a couple bags. Seeing on this bag here, you can get these down at any home improvement store. Sometimes this pelletized is a little bit easier to get in the food plot. If you have harder access, you can't get like a lime truck or a big lime buggy down in here. As you see, I came in here a little bit earlier today and we've done cut most of the shaggy dead grass down that some Clethodim took care of. Also sprayed the outer perimeter there to knock some of this kudzu back. And in a previous video, you see there's the warm season grass growing. So like I said, I was a little late this year. I wish I would have had it in a couple weeks earlier, but hey, it's doing all right. We still probably gonna have some good sunshine and warmer days until we get cooled off towards the end of October here in North Alabama. Of course, got a little mineral block thrown over there with the salt rock, the trophy rock brand. Of course, over there underneath the tree is the Moultrie block feeder there. They're still eating on that Big and J. It's been a couple weeks now. I'm kind of surprised it's not all gone. That last time that I put one of the Antler King mineral blocks in there, they had that sucker ate up in about a week. So maybe they like those better than the Big and J's, but sometimes you just gotta try them, see what they like. Of course, the chufa and then this millet and all that, and sorghum is all growing fairly well right there in that little pot patch. So I'm gonna get this lime spread out. I'm gonna get the disc in here. It's a little dry, but like I said, they're calling for rain here this upcoming beginning of the week. So I'm gonna take the gamble and go ahead and work the ground a little bit and get some seed out. I'm gonna hold back and leave a little just in case and need to overseed it a little bit closer towards hunting season, just to see how this starts coming up. But see if I can find some. Here we go, with a little bit of shot. As you see, that grass has died off some. Got some other little weeds in here, but see, got some clover still left that they've been munching on. Been still getting good activity in this field. Frost seeded in the beginning of the year, around February. Yeah, it's right around February. So that's why I usually like doing minimum tillage to a no tillage. But I'm gonna do a little minimum tillage today. I'm gonna plant back some clover this fall as well, and then I plan on reseeding. I say reseeding, frost seeding in February again. Try to keep a really good stand of clover in here. Like I said, a good bit of it has survived, and they've been browsing through here every day, picking on it a little bit. But we're gonna give it a little heavier rate. Right, we're back at here the food plot. Went and got the other four-wheeler and got the old plot master hooked up to it. Coming back over here, had a fawn easing out through the edge over there, just nipping on some browse. So they're out and about around this plot, just watching what I'm doing today. So hopefully we can get this lightly tilled, just scuffing up the top. It's dry. We need some rain. Everybody needs rain. Everybody's trying to get some plots in ourselves, or everybody else along with us. So this year, like I said, I'm going to hold back a little bit on my seed rate, and if we do get some rain and all this comes up and they start hitting it hard, I can always come in here and topsoil some of this seed back in after a few weeks, and see how much is germinating with the amount of rain we're getting. And if we don't get any rain, and when it does start raining, I'll like I said, I'll throw the more seed down to it then to get a better stand. So I'm gonna try that this year, since we're a little dry. I'd like to wait, but I know I got some other plots to get in earlier, or get in later, a little bit later on, in some different areas. So I'm gonna be pushed for time. Hopefully it rains. We're gonna have our fingers crossed. But this year, trying a blend from Mossy Oak Biologic, called Green Patch Plus. I do have some non-typical clover and their Final Forage, which is a brassica mix. But I'm gonna hold off on that brassica mix, and I'm gonna use Big Time's Main Event brassica mix over here. So if it comes up and it does well with the amount of moisture we get with some rain, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna hold off on my clover. The Green Patch Plus has clover in it, but I'm gonna do the non-typical. I was gonna do 1/2 on this border screen with brassicas, and the other half with clover, and all over do the blend. So I'll get you turned around here, and I'll show you a few things real quick. My mic's charging, so having to do a little bit off this phone. So I'm pretty much gonna put y'all on the old tripod and put you on time lapse, and I'm gonna do NASCAR out here, left turns, and how this plot master set up. But here you go. Like I said, plot master. It's 400 model, behind the old Kawasaki 700. But I used this back in the spring when I frost seeded this and some clover in. This did really well. I'll try to throw some pictures in there from earlier this spring. Of course, there's your percentages and type of seed that's in it. Like I said, this worked really well. Here's the Green Patch Plus, and give it a good try. All right, and there is what's in it and blend. I'll stand it back up. Hopefully you can see what recommended seed rates are. That's what it is. There's some other stuff. Of course, you could definitely look it up on their website. So, all right, we'll get to work. My version of minimal tillage. Yes, I could keep going and going and going and just make all this powder. But as you see, some of this stuff down in here, and these sprayed grasses that are still here. Yes, I mulched up through there, got to the dirt. We need some rain, but you'll see through here areas that didn't really disturb what little clover was left super bad, and it'll pop back up with the rain, like right here. You know, you got that, but we roughed up the top of the soil, so I'm gonna throw the seed to it. I've only roughed up the first couple inches. Throw the seed to it, roll that roller back over it, and hope for a good rain. And like I said, some of these grasses that are still here, that'll help keep some of that moisture in there from all these smaller seeds going underneath of it. The wheat and oats, that stuff will grow no matter what. So that's what I did here. Like I said, just went around, scuffed up the top of it. So now I'm gonna throw some seed to it. All right. There's a seed chart for this. Roughly, we're gonna run it around on the 5 and about 3 to 4 miles an hour. Like I said, it's a blend of some of this stuff in here. Here it is. See, you got the wheat and the oats. You got your couple of different brassicas in there for a blend. I'm gonna put this out again all over. Then let me get you. There we go. There's my borderline there from Big Time. Get some rain, I bet it'll jump on up some more. This half over here around this sawtooth oak, there we go. I'm gonna do in the clover in this blend. Over there, I'm gonna do the Big Time Nebraska blend in this Green Patch Plus all over. Like I said, then you got right there where the old Maverick XL is sitting. So maybe late season, they'll be up hitting that Nebraska real good, and they'll be a little bit closer of a shot. So that's our plans for this year. We'll see how it pans out, and we'll adjust for next year after we see what this hunting season does. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it's not very exciting all the time. Sometimes of doing some of this work, but got 20 pounds of this Green Patch Plus seed out. I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot. We'll see how it is. Like I said, I have a whole nother bag of this, about 40 pounds, that would do an acre. It's a little half-acre lot, or food plot here. Like I said earlier, there at that border screen that you got right there, I'm splitting the food plot in half, and on this side, I'm doing this blend of the Green Patch Plus along with non-typical clover, all from Mossy Oak Biologic. Then I have over there some of their final forage, which is their Nebraska mix that I was going to put out, but since we're dry, hopefully we get some rain, I'm just going to put it out with the Big Time Main Event. I have used that blend here earlier this spring in April, and it did really well. So I'm going to do that, and if everything does well with moisture wise, I will push out the edges here come winter some. I say winter, later here in a few months, fall wise. Try to open this place up, get a little more sun in here, and then I will take and use that final forage in here. If the moisture does it and I don't get very good germination, and then like I said, once we get a little bit cooler temps and more rain, I will put that over there in the Nebraska area of this food plot. So it's one of those. We'll just see how all our moisture pans out. Again, came in here cut it down earlier today. Didn't film any of that. Figured that's pretty self-explanatory to cut your grasses down after I've come in here and sprayed it 2 to 4 weeks ago with some Clethodim. I had split my app just playing around with it, so I had two apps in there at 4 ounces of Clethodim per 12 gallons, and my sprayer puts out the 12 gallons for a half acre because I do 25 gallons per the acre out of my sprayer. That's how it's calibrated. So to do it, should have just the 8 ounces to the 12 gallons for the half acre is what I should have done first, but again, I was messing around with it. It works. It can be a little slow on the less rates, and the rate to use in clover of it is 16 ounces per acre. Per the label. Always follow your labels. Labels are the law when you're mixing your herbicides. I have not gone over this Plot Master in depth on other videos. This unit is the Plot Master. It's the 400 series, or I believe the Hunter 400 series. That's a pretty good old unit. There's of course your top link. You can adjust that. That'll put the downward force on that front gang of disc. Of course you see the disc are offset. Basically it's designed to make left turns, so it's like running NASCAR out here. Of course, like over hydraulic, there we go. To raise and lower your wheels for transportation. There's seed box, motor. It's got a brush down here in the bottom of it. Can't really see much. It has that plate in there for your seed box. This plate is adjustable. I did have it tilted down more, and it was flat for the warm season grasses, and then I realized I had that adjusted wrong. Yeah, it's a little stiff, but now I got it angled, so it'll work. Then you got this roller slash cultipactor back here. It's designed, it's got a good bit of weight to it, but designed by those springs and chains right there to put downward force on the ground to help give you that firm seed bed. I prefer a true cultipactor that actually has the grooves in through there, but hey, this is how it's designed. It works really well. You can't go wrong with this sucker. With the way prices of equipment and everything like that, if you're able to get this, hands down get it. They do make, other companies make versions of this like the Firmerator. Just make sure you have 500 cc's or more. That's why I had to get the 700 Kawasaki. Hooked it up to the 400 when I first got it, and it'll transport it, but it stopped it dead in the tracks when I sucked those discs down. So we're gonna get this packed up. Of course, got a multi-camera out there with a solar panel on there. Got that little bit I'm keeping to help camouflage that blind up there. I need to do some tree trimming around here. Hopefully spray the perimeter there of some of that kudzu with some crossbow. It's a good thing. It's got woody stemmed. It's a good one for that. Thanks for tuning in. I do appreciate all y'all who watch the videos. Just hit me down in the comments. Anything else that you'd like to see, hopefully I can get it to the channel. Walk out these brassicas. Got my hand seeder with me here, this Huey man. I'll put this big time main event out. And just, I always like to walk out my smaller seeds. I can see them better. The seed box on that Plot Master. It works all right. Sometimes I still like a good broadcast spreader. And with these small seeds of the turnips and radishes and my clover seeds, I like to use my broadcaster here. These aren't super cheap, but they are worth the money. All right, this is 4 pounds. It's off. It's got a little knob that sits in a slot there. Lock in these, and it just hand cranks. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right, let's get these brassicas in. I'll put it on my seed rate of 1 for right now. And we're gonna bump it up to 2. 2's about right. I'm gonna bump it up to 3. There we go. That's about the rate I want it. Do you a nice steady pace, go back and forth. And then when I have stuff left over, I will cross hatch. As I basically go north and south, then I'll come back and cross hatch in east and west. Gives you more of an even spread when you cross hatch. So make sure you do all that with the right amount of seed. That'd be all right. If I would have kept it on a 2, I could have cross hatched, but bumping it up to 3, I've done used all 4 pounds. But I got the area I wanted to do done. So, like I said, check out the Huey Man line. They make a battery powered one along with this manual one. They're worth it. Brands too, I think it's a Champion or a Chapman. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Hit me down in the comments. Got any questions? Hopefully this helps some of you have an idea of different ways to put in a food plot. You don't have to have a whole lot of big fancy equipment. Just sometimes a little sweat equity and a little bit of rain from the old Mother Nature, and you could have you something good. I'll catch you a little bit later.